I was transferred to the Green River, Wyoming area. And there we had 3 wards. 3, 4? 3. I think 3. We had 3 wards. And Green River, if you've ever driven along I-80, it goes through the bottom half of Wyoming. And there's a lot of nothing. There's not a lot of things to look at. But our area, I got to say, and I might be biased, but most beautiful part of that drive. Like, beautiful. Rock formations, Little America. If you know what Little America is, that was a part of our mission. There's people who live there. That was something I didn't know, but they were part of one of our wards. So that was cool. You get to see parts that in your mission that you just never expect. And so in Green River, very interesting place. A lot of people live in trailers, so that was interesting, but just because I've never experienced that before, which might seem uppity of me, but it's a fact. It is an interesting area. A lot of people there because they're out in kind of the middle of nowhere, a lot of them work for the railroad and for the mines, so they're all miners. If you didn't work for the railroad or the mines and you had some other job, like, you were a minority. And that was something that was really cool, because I didn't realize how much those industries employ people, or just because it's kind of a location job. And so Green River was a great place to serve. It was humbling, because serving in Salt Lake is great, and like I say, we baptize a lot, but I was always under the impression that Wyoming was like the promised land. They're like, you're out of Utah, like what some people call the mission field, which I think is ridiculous, because everywhere is the mission field. There's not a place that's not. There will always be people for you to teach. And there we had troubles with getting our investigators to progress. And a lot of that time spent there was preparing people to finding them. And I remember when I first got there, we dropped all of our investigators, which is so hard sometimes, but it's needed, because we need to be there to help those who are ready to progress. And if they're not ready to progress, it's also a way that you could be wasting the Lord's time, because we are there to help and try to find those who are ready. And so I remember we did a lot of finding. And so we went from 0 investigators to 2 transfers later. I was still with my same companion, and we had so much fun there. And we had 8 investigators, almost 9, because we were trying to pick up some people on like the day after the transfers. But then eventually, like after I met so many good people there, we were both transferred out, and so we actually never had a baptism there. But later I found out that a lot of the people we found that transfer, those 2 transfers, they were baptized later by the elders who replaced us, and it made me so happy. I mean, I was sad I wasn't able to be there for those baptisms, but sometimes you just don't see the fruits of your work or your labor. But in a way, that helped me because I knew I was there for a reason. I look back and think that was a successful area. I may have baptized more in the YSA, but I did just as much for the Green River area to further the gospel, to share it with others. And they may not have gotten baptized then, but they got baptized later, and I was just there to help prepare the area. Sometimes we don't see it in the beginning, or we don't see it while we're there, but always know that you are doing something, and you're doing something to further the work, whether you ever find out or not.